Hello, everybody. I am Voodoo 51292, and welcome to episode 6 of Voodoo's Brew. With me, of course, as always, is the man from the West Coast, my co-host, Brandon.
Or B-Boy9 Fresh on YouTube.
Or B-Boy9 Fresh on YouTube. Yes. That is correct, sir.
Thought I'd throw that in there.
Yeah, that's a good thing to throw in. Since you have a channel now and all kinds of good stuff. So, some interesting things to talk about in this week's episode. We'll talk a little bit about what's been going on our channels recently, the game that we have been playing, which has been Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, which, as of now, is a 3-player co-op expedition that will be concluding this week at some point. We also will be talking about something that has just been announced, that Starhawk, the game Starhawk for PS3, it's been announced that game is going to have actually split-screen local co-op. Now, it looks to be for the multiplayer. I'm not sure if it's the campaign, too. It really wasn't clear. But we're going to talk a little bit about co-op and how it's kind of changed from the old days to couch co-op, local split-screen, to nowadays when it seems like everybody has to own a copy of the game and you got to play the game online if you want to do any co-op. And we'll talk a little bit about how that's kind of changed things for playing games with your friends. The next thing, we've got kind of a follow-up to something that we talked about, I guess, a couple of episodes ago, when we discussed a bill that was in Oklahoma, I believe, to add extra taxes to video games. Well, now we've got a bill proposed in the U.S. government about putting warning labels on virtually all video games, similar to the kind of warnings that they place on cigarette cases, warning people about games. So we'll take a look at that. And also there are a couple other various things, some E3 news that we've got, and maybe a couple other topics to talk about as we close. So, how have you been, sir, the past couple of weeks since we've been gone?
I've been pretty good. Some ups and downs, but I just went on break, and I am in a better mood than I was when I was in school.
I think that's a pretty common feeling.
Yeah.
And you just went on a trip, right, on Saturday, past Saturday with your family.
It was,
so how was that?
We went to Lake Puddingstone in San Dimas, and we didn't really go to the lake, but we just, hung out and barbecued and just enjoyed each other's company, and it was a great trip.
Cool. Sounds like fun. By the way, I apologize in advance. If you hear some kind of god-awful grinding sound, that's my computer. It's decided that it's going to make a really horrible noise now. And that started over this weekend. I don't know why it's doing this.
Does your computer have, like, fucking gears in it or something?
I mean, it's horrible. It's a piece of crap, so I don't expect anything less from it. But, yeah, so if you hear that on the recording, I really apologize. I wish there was something I could do about it, but I really can't, so. Oh well. But anyway, so, sounds like a fun trip. And, of course, you're off of school. I'm still in school, but this week is pretty easy week for a change. I really don't have anything going on, so that's nice. And we're also on a break of another kind, which is kind of a break in new releases in games.
Gaming break.
There's really nothing of any interest to me, at least, coming out within the next, 4 weeks, really.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of a downtime.
Prototype 2.
Yeah, Prototype 2 on the 24th, so that's pretty much a month from now. But currently we are in the middle of a new release, so to speak, which is Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, which we are now playing. Myself, Brandon, and Travis. We are going through the zombie adventure together. So we're almost done the 4th chapter of 7. So we're a little more than halfway through. So far playing the game, what do you think of it?
I think it's a fun game. It's a fun idea. Just like some of the game mechanics can be tweaked. You know, like the running and like turning and shooting. Is like when you shoot, it doesn't feel like it's like spot on. It feels like it's kind of like
Yeah.
I don't know, not accurate to what you're shooting at.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for me to really say much about it, and I don't think I can actually do a game review of the game because from what I'm to understand, it's got a I've never played a Resident Evil game before in my life before this one, and apparently it has all sorts of like characters that they bring back from like Resident Evil 2, and apparently the plot has a lot to do with previous Resident Evils,
But really,
and
like I heard it doesn't stay true to the universe of Resident Evil.
yeah, I mean I haven't even been paying attention to the plot anyway.
Me neither.
I've just been kind of playing the game, so I don't even know if I can give the game a fair review as far as that's concerned because I haven't paid attention to the story, and I don't know if I really understand the story, even if I did pay attention,
Yeah.
But it's very general. It's like it's very generalized. There's nothing really special about it at all.
Just the co-op makes it more fun.
Right.
As with every game.
But it's a game like if you play it by yourself, you're probably going to get really bored and frustrated in a hurry.
Yeah.
Because it's just not. There's nothing that stands out. It's very general, and I'm pretty sure that there's just like they forgot to put light in half the levels. Like
Jesus Christ, it's probably the darkest game I've ever fucking played.
I mean, I half the time I don't even know what the hell I'm doing.
I know. I'm like, can we have like they should have added a light like a flashlight feature if they're gonna make it that fucking dark.
Unless we're just
Jesus
dumb and
Christ.
can't find it, but I mean.
Yeah.
Now there are abilities like depending on your class, and I forget what class because I didn't really pay that much attention when I picked because the game didn't really give you much of an explanation as to the difference between classes.
I know.
But I'm some client class that has the ability to get like thermal goggles and stuff.
Must be nice.
So that helps, but so I must be some kind of like infiltrator or spec ops or something. I don't really know.
Dude, I wish they let you know that you're only gonna have one teammate that can fucking see in the dark, and you're gonna have to follow them around.
Yeah, you just kind of have to figure this shit out as you go in this game.
Yeah.
Like they really don't
hold your hand.
No, I mean they don't even really tell you anything. It's just kind of like they tell you there's different classes, but they don't tell you like what they mean really.
Yeah.
So, and also I think the game's pretty short. I mean, it's only going to take us probably between 4 and 5 hours to beat.
Yeah, it's a pretty short game.
For $60, that's like a rip-off.
Too bad I bought it.
Yeah. Well, I would assume that you're going to sell it as soon as you beat it.
Well, yeah, but I won't get,
well, you're not going to get your money
as I paid for it.
Yeah. I don't understand why they still think that they can make games that are not long and sell them for $60. I don't.
They just think if they slap on some multiplayer that a short campaign is acceptable, just like Call of Duty.
Yeah, which is not.
But yeah, it really isn't. It's fucking bullshit.
What are you gonna do about it? I guess. I mean, I just won't buy the game. I'm not gonna buy a 5-hour game for $60. I'm sorry.
That's why I respect Mass Effect, even though people are complaining about the ending. I mean, at least it's still a long fucking game, and it has a multiplayer feature to it as well.
Plus, it actually has like one of the best storylines.
Yeah.
That I know of in games. So, I mean, that's the difference. It's like how can you sell a game like Mass Effect or like Skyrim, for instance, that has,
such a deep story.
Just put infinity in front of the hours because you could play that for as long as you want. And that's the same price as a game like Homefront last year that had a shitty 4-hour campaign and multiplayer that they had the audacity to charge you an online pass for, even though their campaign is only 4 hours long. It's like, how do you even justify selling that game at the same price as Skyrim or Mass Effect or Fallout or anything? Like, it doesn't even make any sense.
They're fucking money-grubbing assholes.
But, I don't know. That's just ridiculous. But anyway, the co-op is fun. I mean, pretty much, you really have to mess up for co-op to not be the slightest bit as enjoyable, which Syndicate obviously did.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, because co-op is usually just fun, because even if the game's bad, you can just make fun of it, or if it's bad, then silly shit's gonna happen that you just laugh at, I mean, a game like Syndicate is so ridiculously hard, and it didn't even work. The game didn't
Frustrating
even
as
work
fuck.
properly. So that game is like one of the only games I've ever known that playing co-op is like just infuriating, and there's no fun to be found at all.
Instead of having fun, you fucking yell at your teammates.
Yeah, I mean that was just stupid. That was a stupid game. But I don't know. I mean, this game is fun, I guess, to do one run through of with your friends and shoot zombies. But I mean, compared to a game like Dead Island last year, that
Yeah,
zombie game. I mean, yeah, Dead Island had a lot of problems, but I mean, the game was long as hell, and
it was fun the whole time.
yeah, I mean, when it worked, it was a ton of fun, and you had a lot of content, a lot of weapons, and
Open
leveling
world.
abilities. But this game is just like play it for a day or two with your friends and then move on.
Yeah.
Put it on the shelves, give it back to the game store, and you're done. Because there's no substance here to this game, which is a shame. But
I mean, it has such great potential of being a Resident Evil game and having such a big co-op feature to it, but they kind of fell flat on their face.
I mean, they didn't really do much with it. It's just kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, here's your generic third-person shooter. You know?
It's from the same people that made SOCOM 4.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Generic third-person shooter. So, I yeah, I mean, we're gonna finish it, and we'll probably do multiplayer. And a lot of people are saying the multiplayer is a lot more fun than the campaign because it's like competitive multiplayer.
Yeah.
So it might be fun going against you two.
Yeah, me and Travis were playing a little bit of it yesterday, and it was like me versus him. It was fucking fun.
Yeah. So that might be a good thing, but we'll have to see. But anyway, that's my thoughts so far. The game is too dark for one,
Jesus Christ.
and two, it's just not that great. And there's a lot of like game bugs and people like enemies glitching, and it's just like your unpolished generic third person game.
Yep.
And I wish they had done more with it, but anyway. So speaking of the co-op, um, the game Starhawk for PlayStation 3, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, they've come out and announced that this game will have local split screen co-op. And again, it's unclear whether or not it's just for the multiplayer, if it's co-op for the campaign too, but it's local co-op. And many games nowadays do not support local co-op features. You have to, for a lot of these games, such as Dead Island, like we played last year, every single person has to own their own copy, and also Resident Evil, and you can only play co-op over the internet. And now there are some games that still do local co-op, like I know Resistance 3 last year did it. Uh, Obviously, you have Starhawk now doing it this year, and it seemed like there was another one that I remembered either last year or earlier this year that did it, but it seems like as the years go on, the days of couch co-op are fading away, and it's really a shame because to me, there's nothing like sitting right next to your friend playing a game, on the same screen and just kind of having that experience and being right next to your friend and just joking around and hitting each other on the couch or whatever is just a lot of fun. And I remember older games when we used to do that a lot. And I mean, even now, if you want to play co-op like on these games that you have to do online, even if your friend like is in the same house with you or the same room with you, there's just something about different about playing it on separate screens. I don't know, but I'm happy that Starhawk has a split screen component because I'll probably be asking somebody, one of my friends, to do it with me, or do whatever mode. Oh, Portal 2. Portal 2 had split screen co-op for their campaign last year, and that was a lot of fun.
Hey man, did you play 007 GoldenEye?
Oh, dude,
That was
yes,
amazing.
all the time.
That was an amazing co-op game right there.
I know, dude. We used to play like 4-player co-op or 4-player multiplayer, all on the same screen.
Yeah, that's fun as hell.
And that was just like tons of fun. I mean, I remember doing that for hours with friends, with my family. Like we played the crap out of that game. That was
Yeah,
a
that's
ton of
that game.
fun. And a lot of the Nintendo games used to do like you had Mario Party, Mario Kart, all those like Mario games used to do the co-op, and they pretty much still do.
Yeah, they do still, and like
Um,
Little Big Planet still does it.
right.
Um, I
So
mean,
there are games that do it. It's just there's also a lot of games now that just
no,
won't do it. And for a lot of people, it's a shame because people will be like, "Oh, sure, I'll play that with you," and then they're like, "Oh, well, you have to buy a copy." Like, well, I'm not gonna pay $60 for
just to
my
play a
own
fucking
copy
game.
just to play it with. I mean, I'll play it if it's free. So it's a
Yeah,
shame because it takes a lot of people out of the ability to play the games co-op,
right.
and it's like. Especially, it doesn't even make sense for games that are like made for co-op, like Dead Island. Like that game is made for co-op, and you're gonna force everybody to own their own copy. Like that's not cool.
Yeah, but like, how are you gonna get people to be online the same time as you? I mean,
Exactly. It's
when your friend's over, they're over for a certain amount of time. You just want to play a quick game or something. I
right.
mean, but I mean, your friend's not gonna go home and have to get online and like have like three other people online and play. It's like it's not gonna work.
Yeah. It's just money grubbing because they don't want people playing the game basically for free.
Yeah,
They want every single person to spend their $60 when in fact I don't think that that's really gonna help them out because people are just gonna be like, no, we're not buying it.
right,
And it may actually hurt them because the other guy may be like, well, I'm not going to buy it either if you're not because I only wanted to play it co-op. I don't want to get this game and play it by myself, and none of my friends want to get the game, so I'm not going to get it either.
right.
So I think in the end, it might backfire on them, but I don't know. People are too stupid nowadays to.
Even care.
They're just so worried about getting as much money as they possibly can that they don't even think about the fact that they might lose money, by doing this kind of stuff. But I don't know. I mean, I hope that in the future that games kind of go back to, if you're gonna have co-op, be able to play it local
Yeah,
because it's just a ton of fun. Um, but I don't know. I mean, that would require them to stop being money grubbing, and I don't foresee that happening.
I really don't. Just how the world is nowadays.
I mean, next generation games are gonna be like freaking like $80 or something like that. It's gonna be so stupid.
Jesus Christ. And if they don't let you rent games anymore, I'm gonna be fucking. I'm not even gonna be playing games. I don't think.
No, no, it's way too expensive. It's like how much money do they think we have?
Not as much as them. I can tell you that much.
I mean, $60. I mean, that's a shit ton of money just for
Think about
one
it. You buy
game.
you buy a console for like 300. You buy what four games, and you fucking almost have the same amount of money. You spend the
Yeah,
same amount of money on your console as you did with your games. I
five
mean,
games and you're there.
yeah, you have 5 games, and you can buy another console.
I mean, if you think about just how much $60 is, I mean, you think about how much other stuff you can buy with $60.
You
You
get like
know,
I don't know, new controllers. I don't
I
even
mean,
know.
that's
I'd
like
have to fucking look it up.
with like the price of gas and stuff.
Yeah,
I
I know.
mean, you can buy
That's,
1.5 gallon. I mean, 1.5 tanks of gas with that. I mean, you can go out and have a nice ass like steak dinner for $60.
oh shit.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like it's insane. It's an insane amount of money to pay, especially when you have games that are 5 hours long,
Like Call of
four
Duty.
hours long. So nobody's gonna go out there and buy plop down $60 on a game just even if they're not like 100% into it just to play a co-op. People aren't
Alright.
gonna do that. So I honestly don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see, but I am excited. I applaud the makers of Starhawk for putting that in the game because I think it's going to be a lot of fun now that they've done that. So I guess we'll see what happens with it, and we'll see what happens going into the future with it.
Yeah. Should be fun.
Should be. So that's coming out what, May 8th?
I believe so.
Yeah. So I'll be looking probably for people, my friends here in the apartment, to do some split screen and and have fun doing that. So we'll look forward to it.
Right.
Alright, so next thing up on the agenda is to talk about this amazingly stupid new bill, and this is actually in the U.S. government. The one we talked about before was actually in the state government of Oklahoma, and this one is actually in the U.S. government, where basically it's two people, and I'm trying right now to get back to. I'm trying to find the article that it's on because I unfortunately lost it. But anyway, it's two people. It's a bipartisan effort, meaning one Democrat, one Republican congressman have co-sponsored this bill that basically they want all video games that every video game that's not rated EC, which means early childhood. So pretty much every game there is, okay? Because I mean, even Mario is rated E, not EC.
Kirby's rated E.
I mean, so I don't even remember seeing a game rated EC in the past like 3 years. So
Barbie's fucking Horse Adventure.
Well, I don't think Barbie's fucking Horse Adventure would be rated EC. I might be rated something else, but anyway. So basically, they're saying all games, okay? And they want to slap a big warning on it that basically says something to the effect of, and they said that it has to be put in a clear, conspicuous place on the box that says, warning, violent video games have been linked to violent, aggressive behavior, okay? And they want to stick that right on the box. Now, first of all, I'm going to find this article because these two geniuses have a couple of quotes that are just really kind of mind-boggling. Here we go. Finally found it. Here's my computer making that god-awful noise.
God damn, it sounds like it's taking the shit.
It's pretty bad. This bill is called the Violence in Video Games Labeling Act, or H.R. 4204. And the exact label that they want on there is going to be, warning, exposure to violent video games has been linked to aggressive behavior. And here is the quote from one of the congressmen, whose name is Joe Baca, who is from Brandon's home state of California, representing.
Kick him out.
And he says this brilliant quote: "The video game industry has a responsibility to parents, families, and to consumers to inform them of the potentially damaging content that is often found in their products. They have repeatedly failed to live up to this responsibility." Now, once again, this goes back to what we were all talking about when we talked about the first bill, is that it's not the video games company's responsibility, okay, to monitor what kids are playing. It's the parents' responsibility, and I thought that's why the ESRB rated games.
I mean, do they think people are fucking blind and don't see it's rated M? I mean, like,
what is the point of rating games then?
Just in case you don't see the rating, there's a big yellow sticker saying "Don't buy it if you don't want your child to fucking go to school with a gun." I mean,
but this is what pisses me off, is that they keep acting like it's the company's responsibility when it's not the company's responsibility. It's the parents' responsibility to monitor the content that their children watch, just like TV shows, just like music, like movies, like anything else. I mean, it just, I don't understand this mentality of the government and the I just don't understand that mentality of those people having to raise.
They don't think a song saying "Go down the street, fucking shoot your grandma." I mean, they don't think those songs are like attributing to child aggression.
Well, I mean, they put parental advisory on there, but that's just because they don't rate albums. I mean, if you see an M on a video game, that's parental advisory. I mean, that's what tells you. Just like an R rating on a movie, I mean, do they need in every single advertisement that they put for movies in the newspaper, do they need to say it's rated R and then stick a giant warning sign on it as well? I mean,
Look, kids wouldn't get the games if their parents didn't purchase it for them. That's why you have to be 18 to buy an M-rated game.
I mean,
So I don't see where the game companies have to put a fucking flashy sticker on it and say if you don't want your child to be attributed with child aggression, do not buy this game. It's like,
yeah. But anyway, the next comment I have goes into this next genius's quote, who is Frank Wolf, a Republican from Virginia, who says, "Just as we warn smokers of the health consequences of tobacco, we should warn parents and children about the growing scientific evidence of demonstrating a relationship between violent video games and violent behavior." And my question is, what scientific evidence?
Growing scientific evidence. Is there a fact in there? No.
That means
so why
nothing.
Should we put a sticker?
That means nothing. They have proven nothing. There is no scientific evidence, hard facts, anything linking video games to aggressive behavior. This is just another opportunity to target video games because these people don't care about video games because they have nothing to do with them. They're just trying to target video games again and single them out. I mean, again, forget about movies, forget about TV shows that are streamed on regular cable that any Joe Schmo or any little Bobby who's 10 years old can turn on the TV and see somebody getting autopsied on a table in CSI. Let's not target those people. Or books, for that matter. Books have no rating at all.
Right.
I mean, there are some dirty-ass books out there. Books have no rating system at all. So, let's not target those. No, only target video games. It's ridiculous. Like,
it's fucking stupidly retarded.
There's just nothing. There's no scientific evidence. There's no facts to actually fall back on to support putting this label on games. Nothing at all. There's no scientific evidence linking these two. I mean, you know how many people play violent video games in the world? Or, I mean, let's just go in this country. You know how many people play violent video games? And you know what percentage of those people actually commit violent acts?
3.
Not many. Okay? So, I mean...
There's no fact. That's the bottom line. There's no fact that it causes aggression.
Now, if you want to talk about how you need to put a warning sign on cigarettes, yeah, because it's scientifically been proven that it doesn't give you, but it highly increases your risk of cancer and actually causes serious health damage. So if you want to put that on there, that's understandable.
It's been proven.
Yeah, but there is no proof at all of any kind of relationship between violent games and violent behavior. And if you're gonna do this kind of shit to video games, then you have to do it to every single form of media there is, because if not, it's unfair, because all the media pumps violence and promotes it, and if you don't do it on everything else, then you're just being biased.
Right.
So I'm really...
So those two clowns can lick my taint.
So I'm really tired of this. It's stupid. And, you know, I just... It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid.
And it just shows that politicians are morons.
I mean, are you going to put a giant warning sign on every single car? Because if you drive a car, there's a possibility that you're going to run it into a tree and kill yourself, so you need to put a warning sign. I mean, where does it end?
I know.
Everything has a risk of something.
Put it on a fork because it can be used as a weapon to stab somebody in the fucking
exactly.
neck.
Well, there's growing scientific evidence that puncture wounds from a fork will kill you. Well, you know, I mean, put a warning sign on a bus because there's no seatbelts on a bus. Put a giant caution sign on the bus when you walk in. I mean, it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's really stupid. There's already restrictions on games to prevent children from getting them. If their parents are too stupid to heed that rating and buy it for their kids anyway, it's their fucking problem.
Right.
Not our problem, not the government's problem. It's the parents' problem. And that's why they're rated. That's why they're regulated. That's why kids under 17 cannot purchase M-rated games. But, you know...
they're too stupid to realize that.
But anyway, according to this article, it says that these people, or at least Baca, one of the guys, has been trying to get this passed since 2002, and it never gets passed because apparently, even though our legislators are stupid, they're smart enough to realize that that's just completely worthless.
Well, they realize he's a dickhead.
And it's just going to keep costing this guy money every year to keep trying to push his bill through, and it never gets pushed through. So
he's paying like millions of dollars just to put a sticker on a game. Wow.
Pretty much. And I don't know what he expects that to accomplish. I mean,
nothing.
You would think that he wouldn't want to put business, like video game industry, in jeopardy, considering that we're already losing so many jobs. Not that I think that would change one thing about the industry at all. I don't think that would make one significant change at all.
It's just a principle.
I mean, again, the rating is already on there, so I don't think putting a bigger, brighter sticker on there is going to make a damn bit of difference, but I don't know. That's just me.
Stupid.
So, it's stupid. I highly doubt that that's going to get passed, and it's just stupid to see people wasting their time and effort trying to get this stupid shit passed. But that's our government, not worried about, like, people dying of hunger in the streets, but worrying about putting a yellow sticker on a video game. But anyway.
A fucking sticker.
But anyway, maybe I don't know what's important. That's just me.
Maybe we don't.
I guess that's why I'm not a politician. Or maybe it's because I'm honest and not a dirtbag. But anyway, moving on from that, we did have some discussions, and Travis was on the show a couple weeks ago about the possibility of new hardware maybe being announced at E3 this year, particularly a new Xbox, and we were kind of talking about some of the rumors we heard about it. Well, it's come out over the past couple of weeks that Microsoft has come out and said that despite all the rumors that they are not revealing any new hardware or a new Xbox at E3 this year. So we will not be seeing a new generation of consoles. So that leads me to believe that I don't know if it's going to be out in 2013. It may not be out till 2014 because usually they like to put this stuff out real early.
Yeah, they do.
And I would doubt that they'd put it out at E3 next year and then 6 months later release them. So we could be waiting a significant amount of time for the next generation, which is fine with me.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Because I don't have the kind of goddamn money to go buy a new console, and I don't even want to buy the first generation of whatever it is because it's gonna suck. So I'd have to wait, and then my channel would just be screwed. But that's fine with me. I'm fine with the 360 and PS3. I don't know why. I don't know what else people want.
Better graphics. I mean, that's all people want. Better graphics.
I see some of these games. I don't know how the graphics could literally be better.
I know. I really don't. Maybe faster. Maybe more FPS. But
Yeah, but there's games that already run at 60 frames per second. What are you gonna do? 120? I mean.
Well, no. Like Call of Duty is like pretty much the only game that runs at 60 FPS on console.
I mean, Rage did it last year.
Yeah, but you see the fucking textures.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Ninja Gaiden 3, I believe, ran on 60 frames. I mean,
I just think we should worry more about the story. Getting some more IPs in there, getting some more storylines, and then we can start thinking about new consoles.
I don't know why anybody would be in a rush. I mean, I play these games and they look amazing to me, and.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine right now. I mean,
I don't know what people want so badly, but anyway, I'm perfectly okay with that. And I would really assume that Sony's not going to reveal anything because their ass is always behind. So, they were behind with their console this time, so I don't expect anything out of them. They've been too busy worrying about their handheld system to, worry about improving the system that they have out right now, the PS3. So, I wouldn't think that they're going to be announcing anything.
I don't either.
Yeah. So, other than that, wanted to talk a little bit more, I guess, about Assassin's Creed 3 because we didn't really get much of a chance to talk about what we thought of it last week because we had a guest on, but, so I guess we can talk a little bit about it. I've seen the screenshots from it, I've seen the TV trailer from it, and, I have to say, it looks pretty sick.
I'm really pumped for that game. I really am.
I am too, and I've never really been that jacked up for an Assassin's Creed before.
Me
but
neither.
this game looks like it's gonna be awesome.
Civil War setting. I mean, it's gonna affect the game mechanics to a great extent. I think.
Well, they said that there's some kind. I believe that they're running off of some new kind of game mechanic engine for
Yeah,
this.
I mean, I think it's gonna be sick. Like
Yeah.
flying from trees and shooting people fucking in the head with arrows.
Yeah, it's gonna completely kind of change the gameplay because instead of this densely packed cities like you had in all the previous Assassin's Creed, where it was all rooftops and stuff.
Right.
From the screenshots, you do have cities, probably like colonial Boston or something like that, which is gonna be just sick. But you've also got like open fields, open forests, and things
Little
like
camps.
that. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be just.
I think it's gonna add a whole new like dimension to it. Like you kind of actually really have to hunt your
Yeah,
targets.
exactly. And you have a bow and arrow and a tomahawk, so your weapons change.
It's just gonna be sick, dude.
I think it's gonna be awesome, and I think that they can do so much with the multiplayer of this game, like in the forest and all that kind of stuff, like stalking and.
Right.
It's almost like the Hunger Games Assassin's Creed version out in the forest, So no, I think.
Funny we were talking about it the last episode or the episode before, and then they come out with a trailer for it. I was laughing.
Yeah, they always seem to do that, just like the Xbox thing we were all talking about. The Xbox, and as soon as we do, they come out and say, "Oh no, there is no new Xbox." So
yeah,
they seem to listen to us when we speak. It seems, but
uh-huh.
but no, I'm really excited about it. It's probably gonna have to be one of the games on my list to shoot to purchase because I think it's gonna be cool. I don't remember another game set in that time period.
I really don't.
I mean, I'm sure it's not the only one, but I certainly can't think of another one.
Well, like in this type of style.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of any game in that time period in any style.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I guess you could well, no. I mean, not even BioShock Infinite's taking place way after that.
And they're up in the fucking sky. It's not even really.
Yeah, I mean that's taking place in the 1900s. This is gonna be like the 1700s.
It's just gonna be an awesome game, I think, if they do it right.
If they do it right, because they have a lot of potential to make this amazing, but they also have a lot of potential to fuck it up.
Right.
Because not only do they have to do the gameplay very well, but they also have to wrap up Desmond's story well. And at this point, that's going to be an undertaking because his storyline is so damn confusing.
I know.
That they're really going to have to just make it crystal clear because I still don't know what the hell's going on with him.
I do. I kind of have a good understanding.
Is that sarcastic or are you serious?
No, I'm serious.
I mean, to me, it's still like really confusing. I mean, you had basically this previous race of people, I guess, who went through this cataclysmic event on Earth and then basically left the answer of how to stop it from happening again.
Mm-hmm.
And Desmond's got to go find it, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still like, what the hell? Because are these people like a previous race that lived on Earth, or are they gods, or are like I don't.
Yeah, it's still kind of confusing. I mean, it's just like so
how do they take?
How are they gonna wrap it up?
How do they take control of people if they were just, you know what I mean? It's like it's weird.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. But I certainly hope that they don't put any stupid stuff in there like they did with Revelations, where you had to play those stupid Desmond mini games to learn about his past. I mean,
oh my god,
that's a huge part of the story, and they make you play those stupid games. Like, why wouldn't that be included in the game? Learning about where he comes from and
this whole new mechanic, and they expect you to learn it, and just to learn about the whole story you're concerned about. I mean, how stupid! What a shitty move that was.
That was dumb. Like, as soon as I saw it was first person, I was like, this is gonna be stupid.
Yeah.
Because Assassin's Creed is not first person. So this was already just a bad move. And it was. I didn't play them. I watched somebody else play them. So I could learn the story. So anyway. But no, I'm excited, and they said that the map's supposed to be 50% bigger, which is just ridiculous.
I mean, it's gonna be amazing, dude.
I mean, the game's gonna be huge. Because, I mean, Assassin's Creed before is always between 20 to 30 hours.
Yeah.
And those were big maps, and this is gonna be.
Even your computer's getting excited about it.
I know, it's making all kinds of awful noises and. Hold on, let me whack it. still making awful noises. I really apologize for that. I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. But yeah. But
well,
anyway,
nothing we can do about it. So.
I hope it doesn't come up that loud on the recording, because it's going to be really aggravating if it does. But yeah, so I'm definitely looking to purchase that game, pick it up, and hopefully they do a real good job with it and finish it in the right way, and they do a good job with the ending.
Fingers crossed.
Of Assassin's Creed and Desmond's story, so that's coming.
I thought they did a great job with Revelations.
Oh, I did too. I thought that was a really good. I was surprised at how good that game was.
Yeah.
I didn't like Brotherhood very much. I liked the new stuff that Brotherhood brought to the table, but I didn't really like the fact that the story didn't really add much to Assassin's Creed. I mean,
it really didn't.
I didn't finish that game, and I don't feel like I missed a thing as far as story. You know?
No, it was just kind of like it was more of an expansion pack.
Yeah. But I thought for Revelations they took the stuff that Brotherhood introduced and put it into a game that had its own story, that explained stuff, that had the end of Altair, which I thought was cool that they included the ending of his story.
Yeah.
Because you were kind of wondering what happened to him, but they end the story with him, they end the story with Ezio. And,
it was a true sequel.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like, I'm telling you, if they had just eliminated Brotherhood, and if they had just made Assassin's Creed Revelations like 2 years after 2, and implemented all the new stuff for the first time in Revelations, that game would have been considered for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
But because they spread it out over 2 different games, neither one of those games got the credit that, they would have if they had been combined into one game.
Right.
So I think that they screwed up there. I think that they made one game too many. And
they're trying to be like more like Call of Duty and try to release a game every year. But,
well, it all goes back to being money grubbing.
Yeah.
And it backfires again. I mean, if they had, like I said, if they had taken 2 years and made Revelations right after 2, maybe made the game a little bit longer to explain some of the things that they did talk about in Brotherhood that were significant, even though there wasn't that many, they could have made the game a little bit longer, and then they could have implemented all the new stuff into Revelations for the first time, and that would have been amazing.
It would have just been a better package.
Right. And it would have been all kinds of good new stuff in one, instead of, well, there's good new stuff in this one. Like, Brotherhood was like, oh, well, they added a bunch of new cool mechanics in the multiplayer, but the story's not really there.
Yeah.
But then for Revelations, it was like, well, the story is there and everything, but they didn't really add anything new. They just kind of copied and pasted everything over from Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Instead of making it all one thing, where it was like, oh man, it's a great story, it's amazing graphics, it's a new location, and they added all these great new gameplay mechanics and multiplayer. I mean, that would have been like talked about as one of the games of the year.
It would have been a contender.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it would have gotten some really good reviews instead of being watered down by Brotherhood.
Yeah. So they just they had a brain fart there.
Yeah, well, a lot of companies are now, but
yeah.
So hopefully they do things right and end it in a good way. So that's October 30th, I think is the release date for Assassin's Creed 3. So October is going to be a good month. You got BioShock Infinite on the 16th.
But does BioShock Infinite have any multiplayer? Or?
I don't think it's been confirmed or denied.
Huh.
I think Ken Levine,
I heard
the director,
about like a 1940 something mode on it, but
yeah, there is something like that where they said it's gonna be like harder and go back to like 90s gameplay or something. I don't know what the hell it means.
Yeah, I don't either.
I guess we'll figure it out, but
that's for a different brew.
Yeah, and when Ken Levine talked about the multiplayer, he said, "Well, we're considering it, but we're not gonna do anything that's tacked on. So unless we can get some kind of quality multiplayer that we really feel adds to the game, then we're not gonna do it." So I guess we'll figure it out as we get closer.
Interesting.
But I'm surprised, honestly, that we haven't heard anything about the new Call of Duty this year. I mean, here it is already March, and they're just fishing right now to find a way to keep their previous title alive, because they come out with a new one every year. So as soon as they release one, they're so stupid, they just completely forget about it and start hyping the one for the next year.
Yeah, but don't they start hyping it like June or July or?
I mean, I guess so. I guess they have to do it as late as possible to try to keep the excitement up for their previous game.
Yeah.
Which I think Call of Duty
is excited for.
I think Call of Duty's losing steam left and right. I mean, the stuff from Modern Warfare 3, like, yeah, it was popular the first couple of weeks, but like nobody talks about that game anymore. Like
Nobody.
the map packs, and like nobody. It's hard to even find out when the map packs are even coming out.
Yeah.
Like nobody
Remember Black
nobody
Ops?
cares.
It was like so hyped. I mean, I was hyped for Black Ops, but
Yeah,
you know,
like they would do big releases, and like they would have teaser like posters and stuff about the
yeah,
maps, and like just nobody gives a shit about Modern Warfare 3 because their maps are so uninventive. Like that's what I liked about Black Ops is their maps were actually inventive. Like they had a bunch of different maps, and the DLC maps were like freaking cool. Like the first Strike map pack was still my favorite. I mean, you had like a hockey stadium, you
yeah, that was sick.
had Kowloon, which is cool as hell, like playing on the rooftops
Yeah,
and stuff like that. I mean, you had all kinds of cool stuff. You had the zoo. You had the
yeah,
Cuban
the zip
hotel.
lines and shit.
Yeah, I mean that was cool. And then Modern Warfare is just like completely
Copy and
bland.
paste.
Dude, we're gonna have to set it up one day. I'm gonna have to go back and like get Black Ops again for PS3, and we're gonna have like a retro night of just playing that game.
I mean, we could rent it from GameFly. We should
Yeah,
do
we
it
could do
during this
that.
month.
We could do that because I mean I still remember having shit tons of fun with that game.
That game
And
was like our game.
yeah,
Like,
I
it's
mean
sick.
even though it was bullshit, it was like fun.
Yeah.
It was fun to mess around with. But Modern Warfare is bullshit and it's no fun. It's just like people take that game way too seriously, and
Shouldn't be taken seriously.
yeah, the maps are not fun, and it's just like I mean, I'll play it every now and then if I get like a crave to play like I just need like a Call of Duty fix or something. But
Yeah, it's just quick fun, like quick I don't know, quick gaming. I guess it's so
yeah, but
fast that like you just feel like you
it's
know
nothing that I pour the kind of time into like I did on Black Ops. So
it's like heroin. You just get a quick fix from it, and then
you have experience with this?
no.
Okay, good.
Well, maybe.
Oh, okay. So I'm really hoping that that Black Ops 2 or whatever the hell it's called this year is going to be more like, because I mean it'll be Treyarch, so hopefully it's like Black Ops. And I'm gonna rent it. I'm definitely not gonna buy it when it first comes out, but I'm gonna rent it.
Yep.
And if I get that same feel that I got from Black Ops, like the fact that it's fun, because I know the game's gonna be BS. I mean, there's no question about it. But it'll probably come out in November, and if I get it and it's like I get that same feeling I got from Black Ops, where it was like fun,
Mhm.
and it's something that I think I could get back into and play for fun, then I'll probably get it for like Christmas or something. Because
Yeah.
I mean I know it's gonna have zombie mode, which is like fun as hell. And we never really did any zombie mode. Like I don't have any zombie mode on my channel, and we never really played much of it. But
Yeah, I think that little retro thing would be cool to do.
I think it'd be fun. I think the viewers would probably enjoy that because
And plus, I can record my side of it too.
yeah, which we couldn't do the first time.
Yeah.
So we could get that and kind of have like a marathon run of it or something like we used to. And I think the viewers would like that. It's kind of like a throwback to what you and I kind of started doing.
Yeah, that was wasn't that the first game? Oh no, Dead Space was, but that was like
Well,
the first
yeah, but
game we played a lot of.
yeah, we played that all day the first day we met, and
Yeah,
it was a ton of fun, dude. So
that was the shit.
yeah, so I think that's something we could definitely consider doing. I want to do. I know that Xbox is the better connection, but PS3 is where I have all my stats
Yeah.
and all of my levels and stuff, and I only have the First Strike map pack. And that was the only one that I really enjoyed. Like the other ones had a couple levels that were okay, but the First Strike map pack for me, I liked all those levels, and
Right.
so I think I would get it on PS3.
But if we could get Travis to do zombies with us, that'd be fun too.
Yeah, that would be cool too. So, but does Travis have a PS3?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay. Well, then we could do it. We could definitely do it like that too. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. When we have this marathon run, if I really enjoy it as much as I used to, I may have to just go buy it, just so that every now and then I can go back and play. Cause dude, people still play the hell out of Black Ops. Cause there's a lot of people who
Loved
like
it.
Black Ops and just can't stand Modern Warfare 3 like me. So
Yeah.
there a lot of people like bought Modern Warfare 3 and then were like, no, we like Black Ops better. So they all went back and are playing Black Ops now. So there's still
Like that's
people
just like a
playing it.
game like you can just play and you'll get at least one good game out of it and you feel accomplished. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I just like the way that game played better. I like the weapons better. I like the maps better. I like the pace of the game better. I like the leveling better. I like everything better about that game than the new one. So
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's something we should consider doing. So if you guys listening have opinions on that, think that's a good idea, go ahead and comment. Let us know.
Let me know.
And we'll think about doing that because I think it'd be a lot of fun. So
Yes, it will.
So I guess the last thing to kind of touch on in this episode is going to be the fact that this weekend's a big weekend on the front of birthday presents.
Oh, yes.
Because I will be revealing finally my surprise present that I got a confirmation has come in today. It is back at home, about 70 miles from here, unfortunately. But on Friday should be the day when I will reveal it.
I just hope it's like fucking amazing.
Well, I mean, to me it is.
But is it like something like you've had experience with before and like you want to like buy it again?
No, actually.
No, it's like where'd you hear about it from?
Just I kind of got into it this year. Just they had a couple events around here that I went to, and I guess that's technically another hint. And liked it, so I decided that I wanted to participate.
Events.
So
it's I think it's something about to do with space and like stars and shit. I think it is.
Well,
that is my guess.
We'll have to wait and see.
I remember you talking about going to like the observatories or something like that.
Well, we will have to wait and see, sir. We'll have to see on Friday.
Yes, we will.
So, but I'm excited about.
Get hyped up. Start throwing your guesses down in the comments.
Everybody, that's right. Say what you think it is. I'm interested in hearing everybody's guesses. But another thing is I have to take test footage. So if that's another hint, then go for it. But
test footage.
Test footage to see if this is gonna work out and see if I can make a new channel, which I'm hoping to do.
That'd be cool.
I think I've done some research and I think it's possible. So I'm optimistic about the possibility of doing it. And we'll just have to see. And hopefully I'm able.
What if you can't?
If I can't, I'm gonna be highly disappointed.
So like, there's no like if you can't, then there's just no chance of you being able to do any footage of it.
Well, I mean, I know that there are ways to do it, but it's gonna cost me a lot more money if I can't do it the way I want to do it. So.
Fuck that.
Exactly. So, but I don't think that it's gonna be a problem. I'll say that I don't think that I'm gonna have an issue doing it because I've seen people do it before.
But your way is more original.
But my way is more original, and my way people haven't done before in the way I'm going to do it, but they have done it. So I think that it's definitely possible.
I'm getting pretty mind fucked right now.
Yeah. It'll all be clear on Friday, or so I hope. So maybe another hint. I don't know.
Excited.
Maybe that's another hint. But anyway.
Wait, I didn't hear it. What was it?
I'm sorry. You'll have to go back and rewatch the whole episode.
Oh my god, I accidentally talked over you.
Oh well, maybe that's what you get for talking over. I'm sure people heard it. I'm sure they'll hear it. So anyway, regardless of what happens, I will be showing you what it is on Friday, and hopefully I'll have information to give you on Friday whether or not it's gonna work out. If I don't have information on Friday, I'll get it to you as soon as I possibly can about whether or not it's gonna work out.
Twitter.
That's right. On Twitter, at Voodoo51292. I'll be tweeting up there like mad on Friday.
I'll be watching.
Letting you know all the information you need to know about when the video is coming up. Again, it could come up at 2 different points because I am having a get-together on Friday with some friends and family. So it's either going to come up in like the early evening hours before everybody gets there, or it's going to come up in the late evening, early morning hours when everyone leaves. So it could be one of those 2 times. It depends what time I get home.
So follow him on Twitter and be watching.
Yes, I'm hopefully people get excited. Hopefully that video when I put it up has a lot of views and people watch it. And I hope I have great news to tell you about the fact that I will be starting a new channel. And if that's the case, then all kinds of different videos and footage and all kinds of stuff will follow if that's the case. But more on that, obviously, as we get hands-on and see what we can do. But I will be tweeting up on Voodoo 51292 all day Friday about the situation, what's going to happen with it, and all sorts of stuff. So
Sounds good. Sounds good.
sounds good. I think that I'm pretty convinced that if I can do this channel, that people are going to think it's cool, and people are going to check it out, and people are going to be interested in it.
Yes.
So I feel pretty confident in that.
I already know some people are interested.
Huh?
I already know some people are interested in finding out what it is, and
yeah. And I think that once people find out what it is, that they'll be even more interested. So that's my hope anyway. That's like the ultimate, hope, and I think it'll work out. So I'm excited about it. It's a pretty good weekend. I'm getting that. Also, the Kansas Jayhawk basketball team made it to the Final Four, so they'll be playing in the Superdome right down the street from my home in the Final Four. And people are wondering why the hell I'm a Kansas Jayhawk fan, because my grandpa actually is an alumnus of Kansas, and he and I are very close, and so we just, for a long time, have been watching those games together, the two of us, and it's kind of like our thing.
Yeah, same with me and my grandpa, the soccer.
Yeah, so you can kind of relate to it. So it's a lot of fun, and it's kind of surprising because neither he nor I thought they were good enough this year to get all the way to the Final Four, but they did. So there may be like a 50-50 shot of us actually attending the Final Four game in the Superdome, but obviously it's going to depend on finances and whether or not my grandpa, because he's almost 82, it's going to depend on whether or not he feels like he can physically do something like that. So I told him it's completely up to him. So that would be pretty fun, but, if he doesn't feel up to it, that's fine too. I'll sit there with him on the couch and watch the game. So
that's cool. That's cool.
That's a possibility. And also, I'm going to see the Hunger Games movie this weekend. Woo!
Hunger Games.
So it's a pretty fun-filled weekend for me. So I'm just trying to get through this goddamn week of school, even though there's not much going on. But that's good and bad because it makes the week go slow.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to just get through it so I can get to this weekend and have all sorts of good times.
Gotta get through this shit and then get to the fun stuff.
Of course, you're just off, so you're just annoying.
Just off and chilling out.
Chilling out, relaxing, enjoying that California sun.
Yes.
And I'm actually enjoying the weather here over the past few days has been beautiful down here. I mean, we had a nasty front come through last week. I mean, the weather was just nasty. It was cold and rainy. It was gross. But then once that moved through, man, it's just been nothing but sun, no clouds, amazing temperatures, and a loud-ass computer. So
your computer also agrees with you.
Yeah, my computer had a bad weekend, apparently.
Yeah.
But I had a great one. I mean, the weather's been amazing. It was amazing today. So yeah, feeling pretty good. By the way, as you can see, the channel is back now.
Yes.
I know I had a slow time, but I told you guys if you just hung in there. And now we've got gameplay footage going up as soon as Resident Evil's over. I got many more games planned. And as you heard it here on Voodoo's Brew, a retro night. We want to get it. We want to do it with Black Ops, Brandon and I. So we gotta get Resident Evil back. Back in, and we'll get Black Ops from GameFly, and we'll have a shit ton of fun doing it.
It will happen. It will.
So, I guess the only thing now to do before we leave you all for the next couple of weeks on the show is to discuss what is impending on our channels. So, Brandon, you want to go ahead and start first?
Yes. So on my channel, we are obviously going to be finishing Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, and right after that, I'm going to be continuing my playthrough of Silent Hill Downpour. I just re-rented it from GameFly, and between I'll do like Resident Evil, and then I'll continue my Amnesia playthrough, intermittent with Silent Hill, and then I'll be completing those two games, and it'll be a surprise game after that.
Very cool. Sounds like you got a fun few free weeks, so to speak, of just doing whatever you want, which is awesome. So that's on youtube.com/bboy9fresh. And over here on Voodoo 51292, you will see, what just happened? Uh-oh. I think Brandon just dropped from Skype. That's unfortunate. Okay, he's back now. Hold on. Let's try to get this call back. That's unfortunate. Oh, it's not working. His internet may be having problems. But anyway, while we wait to see if we can get Brandon back, on my channel, on Voodoo 51292, I will be, like Brandon said, completing the Operation Raccoon City playthrough with Brandon and Travis. And then I'm going to be, after that, I will be doing my co-op playthrough of Halo, the Anniversary Edition, with my friend Chris. And after that, I have a couple more things planned. We are going to be doing, I have another co-op playthrough with my friend Tyler, whom I did gameplay for it's Brandon calling me, saying his internet messed up. Of Resistance 3, I think we're going to do that on Superhuman. And then I have some surprise playthroughs coming up. So, I guess unfortunately Brandon is gone for this episode, and that means that I guess the burden falls on me now to sign off for the show. Oh, here we go. Here he is. Hello.
Fuck, man.
What happened?
My internet. Are you still on?
Yeah, I'm still on. We're still recording.
Oh, okay, fuck. Well, I'm Brandon, and before my internet decides to be gay, I just want to do my little trademark thing and say, fuck Greece.
Good thing, because I was about to take that upon myself. I was talking about what a heavy burden this was going to be, that I had to take on the role, and you came back just in time. So all right, so we got.
You did this, man.
So
that was the first.
You were calling, and I was like, well, let me just go ahead and finish up, and I'll call him back. But then you were able to pop on, so cool.
Yes.
You're right. So Greece is the country in the crosshairs tonight.
Yes, Greece. Greece, you're chosen tonight. Fuck you.
All the damn hummus and.
Yeah, all the disgusting shit you guys eat down there. But I still love you.
Chickpeas and the pita bread and the Parthenon and all that good stuff. So.
Yeah, I don't even know much about him. I just offended him.
Just fuck him. All right. Well, thanks. So.
No problem.
I'm Josh from Voodoo 51292. He is Brandon from VBoy9 Fresh.
On YouTube.
Yep, and as I will always do from now on, I'll link you to his channel in the description of this video. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at Voodoo51292. Do not forget about the present reveal this Friday.
Yes.
Get excited, get hyped. Leave your comments below, leave your guesses. Also, don't forget to leave your comments about what you feel about Brandon and I doing a Black Ops retro night.
Also, what you guys think his present is. Yep.
Do that.
And my guess is made. And let's see if I'm right.
Brandon has his official guess inputted.
Yes.
Even though it's not technically a guess, it's just,
an assumption.
He just guesses what it's about, but he doesn't really guess an actual present. So.
Oh, wait.
What?
I think I got it. I think I got it.
What?
I'm not going to say it, though. I'm not going to say it.
You're not going to say it. This is a clever way so that when I reveal it on Friday, he can just say, yep, that's what I thought. Yeah. That's what I knew all along.
That's what I was thinking.
Exactly. So this is a clever ploy from Brandon.
I got what it does.
If you want to be more deliberate than Brandon, post up what you think the present is. And I will let you know if you are right or wrong. And for everybody who guesses correctly, I'll give you a shout out in the video.
Awesome.
As I reveal the present. So if you guess correctly, or I'll even give it to you. If you guess correctly what it's about or what it might entail, I'll give you a shout out as well. So post up your comments.
Will you give me a shout out?
I will, Brandon. If you are correct, then I'll give you a shout out. If not, then fuck you.
Oh,
But everybody else, I'll definitely give you a shout out in the video if you guess correctly. So put up your guesses. I'm interested to see what people think. So, alright, thanks for listening to episode 6 of Voodoo's Brew. I'm Josh, he's Brandon. And
that's the computer.
And that's my computer. So for all three of us, have a good couple of weeks. Be good. And fuck Greece. Good night, everybody.